That's right, Springsteen moved to Milwaukee. That's why I had that. Wow. Old friends, new friends, family, none of them showed up tonight. But you guys look great out there. You people look fantastic out there. Yeah, my name is Steve Saracino, and I love doing stand-up. I love being in this medium, mainly because it's the first medium I've been in a couple of years. Gotta get that out of the way. And thanks for the hair, too, Sherry. Appreciate that. You've probably seen some of my work around town already. I'm the aging male model for the Bob's Big Boy statue. Oh, you recognize me. Now you recognize me. Okay. Can I have your leftovers? Okay, I was going to talk about age, but something happened yesterday in the classroom. I'm a retired teacher, but I substitute every once in a while. And something happened in the classroom. I don't know how this is going to turn out, because I haven't really formed this yet. But we were talking about racism in the classroom, and I said, okay, what's the difference between stereotyping and racism? And the kid's hand immediately shot up. And when a 7th grader's hand immediately shoots up, he either has the exact answer or it's going to be great material. So his hand shot up, and I said, okay, go ahead. He said, well, stereotyping is when, I would say, like, all Italians are in the mafia. And I said to him, you want to continue with that line of thought? Then he said, but racism is when you grow up and you find out it's true. Right? I just wanted to tell you that. Okay, it's not just me, right? That was. I don't have a punchline for that. I mean, there's 22 million Italians in this country, and only 5,000 are part of my Uncle Eddie's group. That's the punchline. There we go. I had a punchline. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was just now. Well, you know what? As long as we're talking about teaching, I'm going to keep talking about teaching. I taught sex ed. Woo! Your mom's here. It's the parents that really drove me nuts. They really did. The word bicentennial came up in the classroom, and I like to ask more questions than I give out information. And I said to the kid, what does bicentennial mean? And he said, that's when a boy or a girl could love a boy or a girl. And I said, no, that's not quite right. That's wrong. About 2 hours later, I got a phone call from his mom, and she says, what do you mean bicentennial is wrong? It's a lifestyle choice. My father called me up, and he said, can my daughter get pregnant through oral sex? And I said, I'm gonna screw around with this guy. I said, well, that sperm would have to be a really smart swimmer. It gets worse. And what's her cell phone number? Now, come on, I'm just out on bail. They couldn't prove anything about it, so a kid could get out of my class if they wanted to with a note from a parent. And I actually brought some notes with me. These are actual notes from parents who did not want their kids in my class. Oh, this note says, my Robert, no sex. And I wrote back, did you see a doctor? This one says, Saracino, please, my son's sex, no in church gets. The only thing I got out of this is the kid might be Catholic. Please, Mr. Saracino, please excuse Jane from sex. She gets it at home. There's a whole dark area back there I can't see, and I'm happy I can't, I think. Some of my friends are back there. Hey, I didn't write these. These are parents. Please, Mr. S, I think this person was Jewish. Let my son go! There you go. I'll sign that for you later. Oh, you want to give it back to me? Okay. That's how much you like the joke. Please let my son go. He's getting tired from all the sex in your class. Kids get better when my back is turned. They get better and better at doing stuff. Now, this was a thank you note. The one and only thank you note I got. Dear Mr. Saracino, thank you for teaching our daughter proper use of a condom. She said your banana technique was great. And it was signed Mr. and Mrs. Parkenbush. You can't make this stuff up. This actually, and it was written on a note card that, you know those cutesy note cards? Hey, you want to hold these for me? This is just like old times. She was one of my students, that's all I meant, right? There you go. It was written on a thank you note by Eleanor Roosevelt, and it says, do one thing every day that scares you. And I thought that was there was something about that one thing. There you go. Now let's keep talking about sex. Good, yes, because that's all I do right now. I was just diagnosed with ADHD. And my therapist, I asked my therapist, what do I do about this? She goes, don't worry. I think she was a smoker. Don't worry about it, Stevie boy. So what do you mean, don't worry about it? I'm going to put you on Ritalin. I said, what's that going to do? She said, well, Ritalin is a stimulant, and that'll cut down on your appetite, hey, and you won't eat a lot, and you won't look like Bob's Big Boy. My therapist, my mother, my therapist, my mother, my therapist. But sometimes ADHD comes in handy with sex, because I'll start. Yes, when I start, the theme song from Mr. Peabody and Sherman and the Wayback Machine, sung by Popeye, comes into mind. I'm deep. And I can go for a long time. That's just, you know, I don't think that's a bad thing. And it happened last night. Things went really well. I was out on a date. We got into my place, and going on and on and on. And she looked down at me and she said, "Would you hurry up, Stevie boy? I'm getting cold up here." Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. It was great.